gentlemen, I just want to remind you that we actually have an email list and we would love you to join us. If you want to sign up, go to www.thewizardandthepriestess.com and find your sign up button. Join us today. Hello and welcome to The Wizard and the Priestess. We are your hosts, Nuala and Matt, ready to dive into this Lunar New Year, the Yin-Wood snake of 2025. Now, the big important thing to do, guys, it starts tomorrow, the 29th of January. And it'd be very important today to do a last-minute clean, because you do not want to clean the kind of juju around your house after today for the next 3 to 4 days or through the new moon cycle, because that is the good luck that will be with you through the year. So you want to do a bit of a clean, do your vacuuming and do your sorting, but you don't want to do anything more for the next 3 days, because you want to bask in that energy and let it solidify around you and within you. Matt, did you want to jump in and share the information or research you have found before I dive deeper into what this year has in store for us?
Yes, firstly, a question has just come up. What do they say? Do they say Happy New Year? Or is it something else?
Well, it's Chinese, so it's not.
Obviously, thank you. Do they say the same thing but just in Chinese?
I think it's like good luck to you.
Or do they acknowledge the animal?
Xin Yin Hao. New Year goodness.
New Year goodness.
Xin Yan Hao.
Xin Yang Hao.
Xin Yan Hao.
Xin Yang Hao.
Not how you do it.
I feel like that was
anyway.
By me.
Yeah. Or in Cantonese, it's Gong Hei Fat Choi.
Gong Hei Fat Choi.
Wishing you happiness and prosperity.
Just showing you how international we truly are.
Yes.
This podcast.
All right. Did you want to share a little bit about what you've learnt about the Chinese Lunar New Year?
I did a little bit of research, and I do emphasize a little bit. So
just be quick on this, because I got a lot of research.
While we were getting ready, I came across the monster Nian. Better sit down for this one. According to legend, Nian was a terrifying beast with sharp teeth and horns, living deep in the sea. Every lunar New Year's Eve, Nian would come ashore to wreak havoc on the villagers. Although one year the villagers discovered that Nian feared the colour red and loud noises. So to protect themselves, they hung red decorations and lit firecrackers to scare the monster away. And that strategy worked. And Nian was driven back to the sea. So that explains two important traditions: hanging red decorations and lightning firecrackers, representing victory over evil and a fresh start to the year.
Thank you, Matt.
Mic has been dropped.
There you have it. There you have it, everyone. If you would like to also get really amongst the energy, it is adorn yourself in red, adorn your house in red. And actually, the snake's color is red this year, but I'll get into that soon. So I have been doing a lot of research, but as a Chinese medicine clinician, my basis of all of this is a recap, or has been Lillian Bridges. She has now passed, but then C.T. Holman, he has taken the reins, and he has shared more and more each year about the astrological Chinese New Year. So we dive into the TCM perspective of this, so from the health and wellness aspect, but also into what it means to be the Yin-Wood snake year. So there's a lot of information out there at the moment, and you'll find that they talk about the snake year being a particular thing, but the thing that makes this year specific and the energetics of it is because it is a Yin-Wood snake year. So firstly, how do we view a snake? Matt, do you want to give me a few words? You can have a moment to think about it. I'll give you a couple words. Slithery, on their own path. They seem to like maneuver on their own path. They tend to rest and relax in the sunshine.
Mm-hmm.
Any words that come to mind, Matt?
Power.
Power. Okay.
Coiled power.
Coiled power. Yeah. So like also Kundalini energy, the Kundalini snake, kind of that moving of energy from the base up to the top.
Strategic, sensitive.
Yeah, sensitive. And then mesmerized as well. You know, that idea of the mesmerization of the snake and like how they can mesmerize you, but you can also mesmerize them. So in Chinese medicine or in Chinese culture, the snake is correlated to the beginning of summer. So it's kind of at that point of real abundance after the spring. Now, it's also diligent and patient. You know, a snake will be patient. It takes its time. They also, like you said, they're sensitive. They feel the vibration. So they are finally attuned to their intuition. And so that vibration that's moving around them, they can feel that really and sense that quickly. But that also means that they can be startled and viciously attack if startled. So being really aware of that being the vibration of the snake or the information of the snake. So what we want to kind of consider is a well thought out strategy, which will be a great step forward. We will be strategizing after this, won't we, Matt? It's like remembering that we've got our heart on the earth. So consider that your heart is on the earth. You're gaining the energetic downloads from the earth. And so we really want to, our creativity switch is going to be on and firing and dialed up. So you want to be trusting your intuition and trusting it like your life depended on it. And that is those vibrations that you're going to be feeling. So you're deeply into it. It's going to be a deeply intuitive year ahead. So you really want to make some time and ensure that you make time for that introspection. And that's because we really need to have the patience and the perseverance over the whole 12 months of this year. Because if we don't, we will easily be charmed off our path. So imagining that snake charm. And so we have the ability to lose our way, and we might notice that all of a sudden we are being attacked. You know, like there's all of a sudden this vicious attack that comes from what seems seemingly nowhere. Everything seems to be moving along, or you're getting really busy and you're doing. Then all of a sudden there's this bloody attack in your head and you're like, where did that come from?
Yeah.
Might be. And it might be that you intuitively moved off your path because you were charmed into someone else's realm. So be really conscious that there is the form of the short fuse, and that this year with the snake. And that is because we're in a wood year. Now, the wood, like we had last year, was the Yang-Wood dragon. This year, we transform or transmute into the Yin-Wood snake. So the dragon is like the teenager, and the snake is like the adult. So we're now progressing forward. We're now into the adult realms. So thinking of this, the wood is still a generator. It still likes to move. It's still swift. It's still got the energetics of the wind, which transforms. Everything's going to be happening. We can expect woolly weather, a bit of that kind of, big changes. It's a year wood brings the change. It also is, we're moving into that sort of second half of the wood season, if you could imagine. We're now in that because we're in an adult cycle. And so we're not longer little sprouts, which we were last year. We're more strong. We're stronger trees. We're still growing. We haven't flourished yet. But we're going to do things like adults. We're going to be thorough like an adult. We're going to strategize like an adult. We're going to be thoughtful like an adult. So where last year we could be more playful, this year is more of an adult attitude. We also get the yin. So remembering that this is a yin year. So if we think of it from a yang or a yin perspective, yin is that calming, nurturing, but we have the fire of the wood and the snake. So we need to remember that yin actually gives us that balance this year and gives us those contemplative accents. So it allows space for the introspection and the landing. That's what we're going to gain from the yin part of this year. And that's going to cool down the insatiable impatience and ruthlessness that can come from the wood and the snake together, and that ferocity. So, exciting times, changing times, remembering that this year is also correlated to the 9, so the hermit year. It is indicative of this year. We're coming to a transformation. We're in a transformative year. We need to use this time to introspect. We need to hold on to that yin part of the snake and the wood. And the more that we do that, we allow ourselves, like that creativity will actually flow for us and will move for us. But we are on this divine path, and that's where, you know, you can imagine the snake slithering, and you know how they don't go forward, they don't sort of, only when they're attacked do they kind of really go forward, they sort of slither from side to side, and that's kind of going to be the divine path through action to introspection, moving in that sort of way. But something that I'd like to note now, all the way out there, we're all focused on the snake year. And if you're a snake, do you know what animal you are, Matt?
Dog.
In terms of you, you're a dog. Okay. So what we've got to remember is that we're cycles within cycles. So that whilst we can connect to the energy, say you're a snake, if you are turning 60 this year, that is a really good luck year for you. If you're a snake and you're turning 60, fantastic year. For anyone else that is a snake, it's called good bad luck. It means that there's probably more transformation and a lot of change. It's not necessarily a good luck year for you. It means that things are going to transpire in ways that you might not have expected. So
is there a reason behind the number 60?
So in 60 is kind of like that next, you're in the like the aha of life.
So it's like a different next phase.
Yeah, you're in the net, you're in like the opening, you're in the wisdom wise tale.
Hypothetically,
so what I want to
what if one was turning 43?
No good. Terrible year.
You would.
But you're the dog. You're the dog. But actually, what I wanted to touch on, and I do want to say this because we get fixated on this year, right? So this is the Yin-Wood snake year. However, what you need to connect to is the animal correlated more so to your month rather than the animal correlated to your year. So you've got the hour that you were born in the 2-hour increment will demonstrate your life's energy over the age of 60. Your day or the date of your life is more correlated to your adulthood. So 29 is, I think I think it's 29. It might be different from year to year. So I'm not 100%. I think it's cycle within a cycle. So even if you're 29, you're the 29th of 1862. So that's different to my
I look pretty good for my age, I must say.
I mean, so I'm not 100% sure. I think that actually adjusts the day and the date is different. It's
so
not
I need to look up the month.
You need to look it up, the month, the month, the year, the day, and the hour all in one. Because I think it's slightly different. But I do believe that the month is correlated more so to like it's related more similarly to the Western astrology, but it's not just the month, if that makes sense. So for example, I think you would be a rooster month, but that is correlated to the kind of maybe more like the Libran, which is October. Anyway, September, October. So, but what I wanted to say is that your month is correlated to your overall life. So that's the whole life. So that's probably where you want to focus on, because your year actually only focuses on your childhood. So if you're a snake, from your year is the snake, that's really only focused on your childhood. So the energetics of that is mainly focused there. So it's kind of like the zodiac, you know, when you did your horoscope and you looked up, oh, we're Libran, so let's go check out the Libran horoscope, and you read it and you're like, oh yeah, I can correlate to that to myself. But actually you probably should be looking at your rising sign more so than your horoscope.
What do I look up for the month?
I did have a website that I thought you were going to ask me this, so I was going to put it in. Okay, hang on. Let me, what time were you born?
10:21 a.m. roughly.
What year again?
82. Sorry, what did you say before?
1862, I said.
Yep.
Hang on, let me tell you. Okay, so you are, so you are a snake in terms of your time, the hour, which is for over 60. So that doesn't actually impact you this year. You're a snake by time, 9 to 11. You're a rabbit by day, the 29th. So that rabbit is the day, which is your adulthood. So you could look up the astrology for the year of the rabbit this year.
Mm-hmm.
That would be for your adulthood action. So actually that feels really important for the snake, because the snake is about the adult. Your month is the rooster. So like I thought.
Mm-hmm.
So that is related to your overall life. So that's probably where you want to look at on a whole.
Rabbit and rooster.
Rabbit and rooster. And then your dog was where you were in childhood. So yeah, anyway, I thought that was really important to point out because I think that right now we get, we're like, oh, I'm the year of the snake and therefore snakes like me. I get the bit of good, bad luck. But actually the energetics of that might not be really speaking to you.
The first thing it says.
What?
I looked up rabbit. Is it rabbit?
Yeah,
Rabbit.
you're a rabbit.
Believed to be vigilant, witty, quick-minded, and ingenious.
You probably need to go a little bit deeper then because I
No,
think we're
I'm
just
good.
skimming the
I'm happy
surface
to
there.
stop there. I'm happy to stop there.
All right. But what I wanted to say that once you've gone into that, so once you've found out what your month is, and that's going to give your overall life, then you want to see whether you are a snake, a pig, or a tiger. Because this year, the year of the snake, pigs are essentially the nemesis of the snake. You are the opposite, like you're not friends. So
What year are pigs?
I don't know, but it's not about the year. I just
Yes,
explained that to you,
yes,
right?
yes.
Either way, this year the best friend of the snake is the monkey. So this year, an idea if you want to go by year or whatever you want to deep dive into, but if you're a pig, a tiger, or a snake, I'd recommend you get yourself a monkey lucky charm.
Mm.
So you might go out and buy yourself a monkey, or you might just get a little charm that you wear on your necklace or something like that. But the monkey lucky charm is going to keep your luck this year. Okay.
Net
All
level,
right.
get an actual monkey.
Yeah, that's what you could do that too.
Foolproof.
Okay. Let me go on. All
Sure.
right. So this year is asking you to step up as an adult. So let's get things done thoroughly and thoughtfully, like I said. But we also want to connect that divine guidance of what is. So the aspect of shedding our skin of the past, so things like dry brushing and self-help work is going to be like pivotal this year. But we also need to make sure that we're integrating the lessons learned. So we're not just brushing off the dead skin, we're actually transforming and transmuting this all into wisdom so we can evolve with it. And we don't want to forget it. We want to learn it and embody it. So embodying is going to be big this year so that you can shed those layers of skin divinely. And remembering that we are in a wood year, which is windy, which is likely that you're going to get dry skin. So potentially dry, scaly skin could be the case. We know too that this is a sort of the transformation of wood and snake becomes this death and rebirth year. We also know that in terms of the hermits, the end of the cycle. So I wanted to also say that this first half of the year, the first 6 months, is going to be quite cellular in focusing on the smooth flow. So we're going to be doing more of this smooth flow. But in the second half of the year, we're going to go deep into the divinity of what we're here, spirit is here to do. It is going to be, we want to make sure that we keep allowing the chi to flow the first 6 months. And then once we hit June, July, we're going to be shifting our way towards it's more like July, August. We're going to be shifting more into this real universal chi, like the real deep downloads, that real connection to the earth. So just keeping that in mind. First half of the year, we want to be focused. Do you get that, Matt?
Yeah.
First half of the year, second half of the year.
The first half's really warming up to the second half. Second half's the kind of get ready to catch / flow type thing.
Yeah. So no, I would say the flow is the beginning.
Right. Okay.
We want to flow in the beginning. We want to keep that chi flow because being the wood year, we are bound to get pent up, right? That is motion of the wood is related to the liver gallbladder. And the issue there could be getting like frustrated and irritated. So we're going to be really conscious of that. We want to keep that chi flowing, doing all we can to keep the chi flowing. So
is that pent up? Is that going to be like a shadow thing for someone?
Can be.
Okay.
Yep. And it's going to be more easy. You're going to be more easily frustrated, more easily ready to snap. and like attack. So we need to keep the chi flowing so we can maintain the transformation that's here and available to us. Okay. Now, the year time is 9 till 11 a.m. I'm pretty sure. Hang on. Let me just check something. 9 to 11, which is, I feel like it might be later than that. Hang on. No, it is 9 till 11 a.m. So brunch.
Mm.
This is going to be the time that you can make the most out of the year. So 9 till 11, whatever you're doing at that point in time, you want to do it well. You want to do it thoroughly. You want to do it like an adult. Obviously, brunch. That's what we do at 9 till 11. But let's look more into health. This is going to be a good health year. So if you are in ill health or you want to transform your life into health, this is a good opportunity. The snake correlates to the small intestine and the spleen. So the small intestine is the organ correlation of the snake, and the spleen is the energetics.
Mm-hmm.
So it's slightly different. So let me just share that with you. Small intestine its job is to transform the turbid from the clear. So it's like kind of in Chinese medicine, it's transforming all that so we get all the nutrients, right? So we want it to be clear and free flowing. So you do not want to overwhelm the small intestine this year. And remembering that how we digest one thing, i.e. food, is how we digest all things. So you don't want to overwhelm your system in any form this year, but if you don't, you keep it light, avoid anxiety provoking environments. You're going to be able to keep your temper really soft and functioning. You're going to keep clearing, keeping that clarity coming in so you can open yourself to the divine universal chi that is going to be downloaded and therefore transform that into the creativity that you want in whatever flow, in whatever way. So this will allow the ignition of internal wisdom. The more we keep everything light and gentle and stay away from things that create irritation, being really conscious. So let me just say this. So the spleen channel, so the energetic channel of the spleen, which is running on the inner leg, up the thigh and into the stomach, into the belly. Now we've got to be very conscious because it doesn't do well with dampness. So we've got to be conscious of the dampness. Also in Chinese medicine, a really common pattern is the wood overacting on the spleen or the wood overacting on the earth. And this spleen being an earth channel can cause anxiety.
So what's an example of dampness in this?
In terms of, so dampness could be your environment, could be being in like, a moldy environment or a wet environment. So it's really important. Snakes really like clean, crisp air. So the example given was Alaska. Move to Alaska, move to places that are fresh, up into the mountains, go hiking, that sort of staying fresh, pure air is really important for the snake. So getting in fresh air, staying out of air conditioning, staying away from getting an air purifier. I thought of you, Matt, and I was thinking about plants. I'm not a big in-house plant person because I don't like the plant only being able to live inside. But plants inside this year is going to be good because you want to purify that air. Snake year is going to be a big purifying air year. Really important to ensure that calmness and that peace and tranquility that we sun ourselves. So we stay in the sun, doing all we can to sunbake, to just rest and relax whilst being an adult though. So we're not just resting and relaxing all the time. We're still going about our day, but we're making time to introspect in the sunshine. I just also wanted to add that snakes also love clean water. So this is going to be a year of fresh water. Think water springs, think Kangen water. Hannah, I'm looking at you. Purify that water, get a water purifier if you don't have one. Go and live where the water is clean. And yeah, we want to really bask in fresh air and clean water this year. So thinking that thinking about those things is going to help and enhance the health of our year. And it's also going to help us stay tranquil and chill. Now, this is a funny one. We talked about this last week, but I think I touched on it. But the eating habits of a snake, snakes don't tend to eat very often.
Or chew.
So I believe, or chew. So I believe we are going to see fasting increase. People are going to all of a sudden be fasting.
You think that's going to be like a collective thing?
I think it'll be energetically, you'll find that people will just find themselves fasting and feeling good doing it.
Mm.
So there might be, you might find people going and doing water fasting or juice fasting or doing like a monthly cleanse fast or something like that. Because snakes, yeah, they eat once per week or once per year. So I would say what that could entice us to consider is to eat lightly, and to be conscious.
Swallow your meal whole and do it once a week. Is essentially.
No, I don't think you should swallow your meal whole.
So we're still
This
chewing.
isn't literal as eating eyeballs, so your eyes are good. But could be. I'm thinking more we should chew, really chew your food so you're not overwhelming the small intestine and the spleen energy. But eating, like, you'll find that, well, at least for us in the Southern Hemisphere, we're in summertime. So for the next few months, at least, light meals is going to be good. Fresh veggies is going to feel good.
Yeah.
So that feels good. But then in the wintertime, you might find that you just have one soup and you actually feel really good.
I've got a question that it might be deemed a bit silly, but it's
okay, silly man, go.
half genuine. Is it, let's say we're living in the bush, would it be bad luck to eat a snake this year?
I wouldn't eat a snake, no.
I mean, with
If
the
you're living
year
in
of
the
the
bush,
snake and stuff.
yeah, if you're living in the bush, I think I would be more, I would see the snake as a mystical animal this year.
Right.
I would probably avoid eating it this year, yes.
What if you were absolutely starving?
Eat it.
Cool.
All right, so there's just a little touch on business. Expect your creativity and imagination and innovation to increase and rise. So that's like downloads of those creativity from the snake and wood transformation year. Technological advancements. So maybe by the end of this year,
I'm going to be all over it.
let's hope so, Matt. Let's hope that by the end of this year you have got things sorted. But it's interesting that even we're kind of in this cuspy period. Oh well, we will be in the energy of the new year once once you guys hear this. But it's already, I don't know if TikTok will be reinstated, but it is like, that is a huge, like, even that going is opening up space for more things to come. And we might find that soon we're going to see holographic movements and things. It's going to happen soon. Maybe, I don't know. Anyway, watch this space. You heard it here first.
I've heard some stories already. But yeah.
Yeah. So what I want you to be thoughtful of now is that when you're in social environments, you only want to put yourself in an environment that feels really good for you. So you don't want to put yourself in an environment that like is bound to cause trouble. And you don't want to be around places or people that you're used to feeling uncomfortable around, or that might feel a bit fiery. So you want to tend to these relationships gently, and you want to, like I was saying, we've got to be really conscious in our sort of social, where we choose to go, and be conscious of not maybe being around, like, don't jump into environments just because. Make sure, be like calculated and conscious of like, is this really serving me? Is this going to feel good? Yes, no, maybe. If it's a no or a maybe, then it's a no.
That's the snake putting its tongue out to sense the environment to make sure it's safe or there's food or conducive to its survival. and nature.
Totally.
Mm.
Yeah. So the snake is going to be
Slithering.
checking it all out, slithering, feeling into what feels good. Okay, relationships. Oh, did I tell you this? This is
Clearly
a
not.
really good year. It's a beautiful year to start a relationship.
Mm.
You know what this tells me? This tells me that something's coming. Anyway,
I'll start
watch this
slithering.
space. Start slithering, getting your tongue out, feeling in, because snakes act auspicious moments, act in auspicious moments. So it's sort of like they actually are, they crave kind of like they're modest and they're warm in certain ways. And so we want to, compassion is going to be essential for the snake this year. And then we want to come into style. So what's going to serve the snake? So we want red. Red is the color for snake. Green is the color for wood. And then black is the color for grounding and tuning into spirit. So that this mystical year of the snake is actually going to call us into that, really like introducing or really connecting to the spirit, really connecting to that internal introspection, that is going to guide us into spirit, into self. And then we're going to feel expansion, and then we can go back out in the world and sun ourselves and share our creativity. But it's also a bit of a time where there's snakes are a bit flirtatious, and they're particular. You know, you watch a snake and the way it moves, it's not moving like haphazardly. It's
That's
like
very purposeful.
it's
Yeah.
yeah. So we're gonna see like that sort of flirtation through the expression of styles and things like that. So we might find that active wear actually becomes more fun and attractive, and you're going to see a lot of like out there flirty kind of outfits that are kind of a little bit more flamboyant but stylish, like very stylish.
Sounds like
That's
me.
how we'll see. Sounds like you could do a revamp in this snake year, probably asking for a little bit of a touch up, maybe.
What you're referring to.
Anyway, Matt, do you have any questions about the snake year?
So you've just basically given us the year in preview
Yes,
energetically.
energetically.
If someone had, let's say, a decision to make, be it tiny, insignificant, or great big huge, what would your New Year's prediction, if you can use that term, how would you guide someone through that today?
So within the next week, we're going to really feel into this snake mysticism and the snaky year. And so if you have a decision that you're wanting to make, you want to make it with strategy and focus. You don't want to make it fast and haphazardly. That's not going to serve you in the long run. You want to be strategic about it. You want to take some time, sit with it. And I would be really, really focusing on every decision you want to make. You want to introspect, you want to meditate on it. And especially if it's a bigger decision. And then this is where each individual is going to be impacted differently. So if you are a pig, your month year is the pig.
Mhm.
You're going to want to be even more calculated and strategic with the decisions that you make, especially if you're making big changes and big decisions. And actually, I was thinking about this. I was going to say this. We are moving into adults. So think about it. Last year, we were in the dragon wood, and we're more in the childish, the playful. You know, we could make decisions on a whim and it was sort of okay. We could like choose to like invest in certain things and it was sort of okay. It's not going to fall, like we're not going to falter too bad, because children decisions, you know, it's like whether I eat my potato or I eat my tomato, it doesn't matter. you know. Whereas adult decisions, this is what this year the snake is calling us towards. These are more adult decisions. So adult decisions have adult repercussions. So we want to be thorough, we want to be thoughtful, and we want to be conscious of what is, you know, it's not to say that you can't have fun this year, but if you're about to invest $10,000, say, you want to invest it in something that's got backing, that is, you know, functional, has been functional, has got a lot of, you can look through, you can understand it, you can calculate it, and it's not, you're not just jumping in and throwing $10,000 into some random crypto coin. This is not the year for that. This is the year to make calculated decisions, adult decisions in that sense. We want to kind of, so that's how I would be guiding someone in making a decision, remembering that we're in the year of the adult. We're going to have big returns to what we change or what we adjust, but it's going to be adult like. So it's going to have a bigger repercussion.
Okay, so the choices, decisions you've made, the energetic return is greater.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And what's a good resource for people to find out what their animals are?
Well, you can sign up for a 15-minute discovery call with me and I'll help you out.
Boom. Take that.
Our link will be in my bio.
Mm-hmm.
Or actually, we're going to do something like that in the next few weeks or within the month, where you can have a bit of a one-on-one with Matt or I, or potentially we might give away a gold class to both of us. I reckon.
Yeah. I don't know what that is yet, but it sounds awesome.
That if you want to go a little bit deeper and have a few questions that you want to ask, I can guide you in terms of the snake, and then Matt can guide you in terms of the hermit, and we can kind of come up with a bit of a power play to help you make those decisions. So we might
your snaky hermit.
We might throw up a little bit of a 15-minute kind of option for people that might be interested. Watch this space, keep your eyes out, sign up to our newsletter, connect to us on our social media. What do you say? Like our posts.
Like our posts and give us a lovely review, please.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. If you can give us reviews. I mean, just listen to us is amazing. And I hope you feel like this year, whilst it is we've got to be thoughtful, we've got to be strategic. Remember the Kundalini energy, remember the creativity. That is what I want us to focus on. Remember the style of the snake. You are important and you are moving in an important direction. That is how I feel when I look at the snake. The only reason they'll act out in a vicious way is if they're feeling threatened. So stay away from threats. Be in a place where you feel empowered. And if you find yourself in a Pyrrhically position and you are feeling threatened and you are wanting to attack, just take a moment to introspect, use your snaky senses to really understand, is this the best option for me? Is this the best choice for me right now? Because it might not be.
And also, if you do feel like you're in that threatened or threatening environment, realize you do have the power to do something about it as well.
Yeah, because you're the adult. And that's where I touched on earlier, like this is going to be a big year of the self-help stuff. So that's another thing that, Matt and I can help you with, in a sense, that, getting a little bit more guidance. And I will be coming back online with work begrudgingly in the next little while. So if that's something that you might be interested in, keep your eyes and ears out.
And you're offering consults?
I will be offering online consults and a form of treatment that I'm very excited to share about soon.
Ooh, the tiny house.
Mystery of the snake.
Meandering through.
All right. We hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, we'll share our top tips for the snake year. Feel free to contact us.
Happy New Year.
Peace.
You've been listening to The Wizard and the Priestess. Thanks for stopping by. Stay connected and be open.